We are always working on something new here at System Improvements. We listen to our clients, and one of the things they've asked for is on-demand training. And we have an evidence collection and investigative interviewing course that Barb Carr has worked super hard to get put together.
Yay.
Welcome, Barb.
Thank you.
I'm really looking forward to hearing about this. This is the first time we've ever had this, and it is like a 3-hour.
Yes, it'll take about 3 hours to complete the course. It's totally self-guided, so you can log in at your own pace, and you have 2 weeks to take it from the first time you log in.
Oh, okay, so there is a deadline.
Yeah,
So
it's great. It's a great compliment if you've taken the 2-day course to get some evidence collection and interviewing training. It's a good supplement even to the 5-day course. We do teach interviewing in the 5-day course, but we deep dive it a lot more in the interviewing guided course, as well as the evidence collection courses that we teach in person. So we'll talk about those later.
Yeah, we will, because we have watch till the end, because we're going to tell you about the 2 other options for getting this training in.
Yes.
Well, let's take a look at what this looks like.
All right. I have up here the agenda for the course, and if you're interested in the course, you can go to thinkific.com and look it up, and you can actually take the first module for free.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
Get kind of a feel of what the course is about.
We'll put a link to that so they can find that really easily.
We'll add a link for you. You can see that it has several modules here. The first module is just the introduction. That's the free module if you want to take a look at that online. And then we move into pre-planning. So pre-planning is really important to an investigation. And we talk a lot about how to prepare for a major investigation. And a lot of the tips that you would need are in this pre-planning section. For example, have you looked at your investigation policy lately?
Very important.
Are you familiar with it? Have you updated it? Does it have all the components that it needs in it? We even offer a sample investigation policy for you to look at. We offer a lot of downloads in this self-guided webinar. We offer investigation interviewing forms and all kinds of resources like that. We also talk about, when we're pre-planning for evidence collection, we talk about those forms. Are your forms ready? Nobody really likes filling out forms. They're kind of a pain, but they serve a purpose.
Very important,
they keep you organized. They keep you into the process. So getting those ready ahead of time is really important.
Well, and you can have a lot of, if you're in an investigation, emotions can be running high and things like that. It's easy to forget stuff. So that preparation is really going to take a lot of stress off of you.
Yes, it certainly will. So there's a lot of good stuff here in pre-planning. Module 3, we talk a little bit about the TapRooT process. Now, you don't have to be TapRooT trained to take the self-guided course, but you need to know a little bit about what the TapRooT process is about, so that you can understand what a snapshot is. So a snapshot is you're putting the sequence of events that led to an incident in a very visual way. So that's really important, and we think that's just good evidence collection if you do that, and you have that visual sequence of events with all of your evidence there, proving that this really happened. It's not just your bias on what happened. So that's why we have Module 3. People who are TapRooT trained are going to get through this module really fast because they already understand a snapshot, but it's available for people who haven't been TapRooT trained.
It's a nice introduction to the process.
It is. And every module has a quiz too. And that's just to test your knowledge.
Yeah.
If you don't do well on the quiz, you can take it again. But it's important to, we really believe in not just throwing a bunch of information at you, but making sure that you know how to apply it and that it's really sunk in and you understand it. Then on Module 4 is scene management. Now, you may not be involved with scene management when an incident first happens. You might not be part of your emergency response team. But even if you're not, it's still important to understand how that affects your evidence to be collected.
Yes.
So we talk a little bit about that and about the priorities of scene management and what to look out for after the first responders have been there. And then Module 5 is the initial site visit. So now emergency scene management is over and you're going to go out to the site and start collecting the evidence. So we talk about lots of different things. We talk about what we call 3 Ps and an R, which is just a way to remember that we need to collect 3 Ps, which is physical. We which are physical, paper, and people, and an R, which are recordings. So things that fall under that, of course, like, for example, collecting paper, collecting policies and procedures, or any work or task-specific piece of paper. Recordings are videos. There could be security videos. There could be control room videos, or even computer data or door swipes.
Wow, so much stuff.
All those things would be recordings. Physical evidence are pieces of equipment, that you want to collect. And then people evidence, a lot of the people evidence is interviewing, which is also covered in this self-guided course. And I want to mention that I also teach a 90-minute interviewing webinar. It's live. So a perfect combination, I think, is taking this self-guided course and then signing up for my live webinar, because the self-guided course is going to give you a good introduction about investigative interviewing, but it's really a complex subject. It's not difficult if you get the training that you need to do it, but I think that combination of the webinar and this course will take you a long way, and it's only like a 4.5-hour investment of your time.
It's so you're right. It's such a great compliment to this, because it's just a whole another beast of this situation, and you can tell how important it is to people. I've been on her webinar before, and how engaged the people get into asking you questions and stuff on that topic. So definitely a great compliment.
I teach this course in class also, and the questions always come in interviewing. So that's why I would recommend coming to the webinar, because you can ask all the questions that you want.
There's some great stuff in that.
Yeah. So then the next module is, in the last module of the course, is about interviewing, and also a little bit on body language, nonverbal communication.
Everybody loves that.
Really important. I love talking about it. It's just a good life skill. I think it's a great communication skill.
Yeah.
So on the live webinar that I teach interviewing, and I also teach body language too. So that will just reinforce your knowledge and refresh your knowledge, and just make you better and more effective at interviewing.
There's so many neat tips that you give in the body language aspect of it. Some things you think you knew, and it turns out maybe it's the opposite of what you thought it was when somebody does something. So I think it's an incredibly interesting topic. Wow, that's a lot of information in, what is it, 3 hours? That's a lot of topics.
It's a lot of good information.
So the difference in this, and because you can have this on site as well. So you must be digging a lot deeper when you get into that on-site version.
When you're on site, the benefit to that is you get to do exercises with the group. And so that takes more time.
Yes.
So then if you wanted to have us come to your facility and teach evidence collection and interviewing, you could actually take any of these modules that's in this self-guided course and build your own evidence collection course. So that's another reason that you might want to take the course. If you're thinking about implementing this as an on-site course, you want to take a look and see, okay, what are we going to be talking about here? And just know when you're going through that there'll be a lot of team exercises on an on-site course that, of course, we can't build into the self-guided course.
Which, in looking at these topics, you can see how important that is.
Yeah.
Because you do a lot of, well, especially on the interviewing side of stuff. I mean, you can probably practice and things like that. Sounds like a very fun course.
Yeah.
It's always popular at our summit. She does this at our summit. But to be able to customize it on site for what your team needs are, that's one of the things we love about on-site training. And it makes a great complement to our 2-day course. So you can have our 2-day course and then have an add-on for this, and you get a really complete course.
Yes. At the summit, I teach this only evidence collection for 2 entire days. But a lot of people do the 2-day TapRooT root cause analysis course plus 1 day of this course, and they always want interviewing because interviewing is just such a challenge, and a lot of our information comes from interviews. So that's a big part of the evidence that we collect. So we definitely can cover the topics that you need in just 1 day as an add-on course. We can do a standalone 1-day course, or customization. That's our thing.
It is, and so especially on this course right here. And while you were talking about that, I was kind of thinking some of the things that you collect in all of this is stuff you can now do on our new app. with the software,
we
whether
got
you're
this
doing
really cool
interviews
app.
or
The app, if you use the TapRooT software and you're working out in the field and you want to collect evidence to take pictures or videos, anything that you want to upload to the software, you can take with our app, and you can be offline. So our clients that work out in these remote areas, they don't have an internet connection, they're really excited about the app because they can gather all this information and then they can get back to their internet connection and upload all that to the software. It just goes right into the software.
Yes.
And then all of their information collection is in one place.
Dan Verlinde did a great session on that at the summit, and we have a video on that. We can put a link to that as well,
Yeah,
so
that's
people can
great.
see how the app works.
Yeah.
So let's do a quick recap. What we have to offer people in this area. I mean,
great.
we've on demand.
demand.
Very helpful for people who don't live in our time zone.
Yes.
We do the live webinars, but sometimes that time zone doesn't quite help, for people on the other side of the world from us. So this is a very wonderful option for that.
Yes.
And then the live webinars.
Yes.
That's a 90-minute
Yeah.
for the interviewing techniques. And then we come on site and can dig deeper with you into this, added to a TapRooT course, and just really have a great time teaching everybody these skills.
Yeah.
She's got a book, and she's
Lots of resources.
we really do. Well, thank you, Barb, so much.
Thank you.
We're going to put links to all the stuff we talked about. We'll put it in the description. But this is a very, very popular topic, and it's something that's going to be the foundation of the investigations. Gathering that evidence is where it all starts. Well, thank you all for joining us today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. We would love to have you subscribe to our channel. If you haven't subscribed already, ring the notification bell so you know when we're going to put out videos. We do it every single week. And go to our taproot.com page, and you can sign up to receive our newsletters. So much information about what's going on with TapRooT comes out in those, and a lot of generic type of root cause analysis information comes out in those as well. So thank you, Barb.
Thank you.
And thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you back here next week.